any of you ladies to my wedding, honestly.
Oh, wow.
Today, tempers flare in Beverly Hills. Pooh can dish it, but can she take it?
This don't even know what the she's talking about. It's too much.
And radio legend Angela Yee is here to break it all down.
If you don't like me and you want to fight me, I guess we got to fight.
This is your reality check.
I got my app right here.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the show for your Wednesday. I am Lyndsey Rodrigues. Welcome to Reality Check. Today, I am joined by radio maven Angela Yee, who is, of course, one of the hosts of iHeartRadio's The Breakfast Club and the Lip Service podcast. Angela, welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I'm excited, too. Can we just really quickly pay homage to your shoes? Because they are everything. Check these bad boys out. Lube's in the house.
Listen, I had to wear slippers here, and then I put them on.
That's okay. They don't need to be comfortable. They just need to be fabulous, and that they are. So I'm very excited to talk to you about your career and, of course, the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta reunion. But before we do that, we got to start with our top five. So let's break down the top five stories of the day.
Okay.
Top five time. At number five, Gwen Stefani has cancelled her upcoming concert in Las Vegas. The Voice coach is currently performing in an extended residency until November and announced via Instagram that she's cancelling her Wednesday performance because she is currently unwell. She says, "I was looking forward to seeing everyone and performing, and I wish I wasn't feeling the way that I do." Gwen kicked off her Just to Go residency last year and will return as a coach on The Voice's 17th season this fall, replacing Adam Levine and, of course, being reunited with Blake, her boo-boo. Now, are you a fan of The Voice?
Of course I am.
What do you think of her as a coach?
I like Gwen Stefani. I think she's a very professional person. I know I could tell she's really disappointed that she had to cancel her residency.
Yeah.
Because she's so professional. But I think she's had a really long-lasting career. And between her and her boyfriend, the two of them can give great advice.
They really
I'm
can.
sure they'll have some bedroom talk about it, too.
Ooh, I love that. Now, speaking of music competition shows, are you excited for Diddy's Making the Band to come back?
Yes, I am. And I'm hoping that he's going to really step it up. You know, I think when he did Making the Band before, it was like a different era of like walking to get cheesecake. And, you know, that is like the most famous scene ever, I think, from Making the Band.
It sure is.
The main thing. But it's an era of being a lot nicer, so I'm interested to see how he's going to handle that because he's a new Diddy. You know, he's Brother Love now. He goes by that name also.
Do you think because some of the tragedy that's happened in his life has maybe like brought him back down to earth a little bit?
It was before that he was really saying that. So I think sometimes as you get older, like he used to be, you know, can't sleep, can't stop, won't stop. And now he's like, look, it's important to get your rest.
Yep.
And he's raising his kids and, you know, all of that. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's more fatherly and nicer.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I'm intrigued as well. You make a very good point. At number four, Dwayne Wade has popped his golden cherry. The retired NBA star was a guest judge on last night's America's Got Talent and bestowed the honor to the hip-hop dance group from Mumbai, India. Dwayne told People, "I understand the importance of practice and discipline as well as the sacrifices it takes to pursue your dreams." He added that he hopes his golden buzzer moment inspires others to never give up, and that moment was so epic that we have to take another look. Have a look.
I know the practice time it takes. I know the sacrifice it takes. Today, on this stage, this is y'all house.
I mean, it's always incredible when a talented group or person gets the golden buzzer on AGT, but do you think that a guest judge should ever have that right?
See, I originally would say it's Dwayne Wade, so yes, but then that kind of lays out the field for everybody who's a guest judge should be able to have that right. So I'm a fair person across the board. It's happened, so now it has to happen going forward.
All right, okay, yeah.
You know?
You're very diplomatic.
I am. I believe in fairness.
Yes, well, I like that. That's what the world needs more of that, right? Let's be real. Okay, well, at number three, here's some unfairness. Camille Grammer was once again on the Beverly Hills reunion hot seat, and she quickly hopped off of it. Camille was at the center of multiple heated conversations with her castmates during part two of the reunion last night. Now, although LVP wasn't in the building, she, of course, remained the topic of conversation as the ladies were not happy with Camille's flip-flop friendship with Vanderpump. Multiple back and forths with the ladies included Camille telling Denise to shut up and ended with Camille storming off the set and calling the other ladies nasty bitches. Let's have a look.
This is truly a setup. This is truly a setup.
What is a setup?
I'm done.
No, what are you talking about?
Did
I'm
your
done.
own stuff
What are you talking about?
I'm done. Bullshit. They did say those things.
Is she on something?
I mean, and she'd also said, I didn't want to invite you guys to my wedding and so on and so forth. Now, look, over the course of your career, I'm sure you've witnessed multiple sort of meltdowns. Maybe you've even been involved in some. What's been the most memorable meltdown you have either witnessed or been party to?
Well, one of our most famous walkouts was Birdman. He came to do the interview, and I think that interview was about 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, and he walked out. Like, we never even started the interview, but the cameras were rolling, as they always are in the room.
Yep.
So people got a chance to see it, and it still was a moment. So that was probably one of our most viral moments where, you know, he was so upset he couldn't stay in the room, and that was the end of that. Shortest interview ever with the biggest impact for us.
Oh my goodness. That's a great thing though about the fact that we record radio these days, because like back in the day in Australia when I was doing radio, there were no cameras anywhere. So anything could happen, and it was just kind of our word against everyone else's.
You can see it.
Yeah, I like that now that there is visual proof.
Yeah, and sometimes things actually sound worse than what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like you hear it and you're like, oh my God, that sounds
So
crazy.
awkward.
But when you see it, you're like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. At number 2, Teen Mum's OG Amber Portwood took to Instagram posting a cryptic message that read, I'm so heartbroken right now. Her message comes a month after her arrest and just 1 week after she hinted at possible infidelity in her relationship with boyfriend Andrew Glennon. Amber was arrested and charged with domestic battery on July 5th, stemming from an alleged physical altercation with Andrew, who was reportedly filed for sole custody of their son. So, Angela, what do you think about cryptic social media messages? Is there any point, if there's something on your mind, should you keep it to yourself or just say exactly what it is that's bothering you?
I think it depends. Like, I never would go to social media for validation about anything because, yes, there'll be some people that are like, yes, girl, and, you know, little prayer hands. But then, of course, there's going to be people that are like, okay, at the person who you're talking about, or no one cares. So if you go there and you post that and you read the comments, it's just going to make you more upset.
Yeah.
And so I think when it comes to things that's going on in my life personally that I know are really emotional for me, and I wouldn't want to put that on social media, but that's just me.
No.
Because then everybody's guessing who you're talking about, what you're talking about, jumping in, and then you're like, oh, mind your business, but you put it on social media, so
Yes.
now it's my business.
I think it can make a contentious situation even worse because then, yeah, everyone puts their opinions all over it. People accuse you of seeking attention, and it's just a downward spiral from there. So I'm with you. Just keep it to yourself.
No subs.
And at number 1, Nicole Murphy is setting the record straight about her relationship with Training Day director Antoine Fuqua after she was caught getting close to the married director in Italy. The two were photographed kissing while out by the hotel's pool on Saturday, but former Hollywood ex's reality star says the two are just family friends. She says, I ran into him in Italy and we exchanged a friendly hello, and that was it. Antoine has been married to actress Layla Rashan since 1999, and the pair share 2 children. A source told People Antoine and his wife were both together a few weeks ago at their son's basketball game and looked like a happily married couple. The insider added she was wearing her ring and they seemed very happy. Layla has since deleted all social media accounts and has yet to make a statement. Now, you reported on this earlier.
Yes.
So what do you make of this whole thing? Family, friends kissing on the lips? Is that
Would
just
you
like...
do that with your family friends?
I barely hug my family friends.
Right. And when you hug, you have to do the hug where your butt pokes out so y'all not making real body contact.
Yes.
So absolutely not just a family friends situation. The fact that Layla Rashan deleted her all of her social media accounts is proof there that she too was taken off guard. And it was not just one kiss it was like a around the waist kiss from the back.
Plus
and then there was another kiss.
So there's like not a whole lot of clothing involved, which I think adds another layer to it.
And you're in Italy.
And
how romantic is that?
That was the only thing I could think of that maybe excused. I'm like, maybe they were just doing as the Italians do, because Italians are so affectionate. But
they kiss each other on the mouth. Just,
well,
no.
I don't know. I don't know. I was trying to think of any way to make it okay, but I think at the end of the day, like, no.
Well, I wouldn't want my man to have a family friend that he's doing things like that with. And I think you have to say to yourself, would I be okay with this in my relationship if I saw a picture of my significant other doing something like that?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that the majority of us would say, no, I would not be okay with that.
Agreed.
And Lisa Ray even left a comment.
What did she say?
She said, oh, okay. She said about Nicole Murphy, I see you going after somebody's husband again.
Oh, no.
Something to that effect.
Oh.
And they also had some reports that he allegedly also has a couple of kids outside of his marriage to Layla Rashawn. So if this is like a habit, I don't know. Now, some people are saying, well, maybe they have an understanding. Because some people have that understanding.
Yeah.
Like, look,
Yeah.
you already did this to me, and you're going to do what you want to do with other people. So just keep it on the low and don't embarrass me publicly. Who knows?
Right.
But that was embarrassing.
That
like,
was
now
embarrassing.
everybody's coming at you. Your kids are probably seeing it. And it's just not a good situation all around.
It is a messy situation. Well, we're going to go to a break, but when we come back, we'll be talking about even more messy situations because we're going to be getting into part 1 of the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta reunion, so do not go anywhere.
I felt like that was disrespectful because he been friends with my husband for years.
Yes, and that's how they get
My
down. You the husband,
and
the
they've been
wife.
friends.
That's how they
Shut
get.
the up, jealousy.
Welcome back to the show. I am still joined by radio host Angela Yee from The Breakfast Club and the Lip Service podcast. Angela, thank you very much for being here today.
Oh, this is fun because we watch the same shows, and the guys on The Breakfast Club don't watch any of these. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Also, it's nice to have a friend to chat
We can
to these
discuss.
things about. But also, I mean, like, you have such a busy schedule, so we really do appreciate you taking the time to come and hang out with us today, particularly as last night's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta reunion, the very first part of it, was so fiery right off the bat that I just want to get straight into talking about that. So Pooh still hasn't gotten over the whole beef with Carly, and she's still claiming that they had a sexy tryst. And apparently Carly and Pooh both took their own lie detector test, but only Carly agreed to be tested by the show's polygraph specialist. Now, we won't see the results until next week, unfortunately, but who do you believe so far, Carly or Pooh?
Man, I have to say I hate the way it cut off because I have no idea what those lie detector results are. And I also want to say it's not a sexy tryst if there's poop on the sheet. Afterward, that takes away all the sexiness.
That's true, that does take away all the
from
sexiness.
the situation. So
if there's a dry cleaning bill involved, then yeah, it's not sexy anymore.
like, I don't want to ever have to take a lie detector test about whether or not I pooed on the sheet. But
well, I hope in your future that never happens. I hope that for you.
man, it's so hard for me to put, because I don't understand why somebody would make that up.
Yeah.
Like, why would someone make that up? And Carly's saying, well, I would, if it was true, I would be honest about it. I've been
Yeah.
honest about everything. So it's hard for me to gauge. Like, I feel like maybe something happened. Maybe they didn't go all the way.
Right.
But maybe there was some type of, because I'm going to tell you, with Carly's lie detector test, she looked like she was being like tranquilized as she was.
I
sitting
did
there,
think
and
that.
she was
It was very different to when we watched Lisa Vanderpump take her lie detector test. By the way, I'm really sad they didn't use the same guy from Beverly
Right.
Hills because that guy was hilarious. But yeah, I did notice that Carly was sort of leant back in the chair.
I was like, what is that?
She's like on Klonopin or something.
Is that a way to beat a lie detector test?
Maybe, because it lowers your heart rate, and the way
Yeah.
that you know that you're lying is because your heart increases.
So that made me feel like maybe she was trying to beat the test. So I don't know. That was just the feeling that I got.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see. But of course, the drama with Pooh did escalate when Sierra got involved. Watch this.
Give it to me.
Okay, let me say one thing. It's in public records when you get married. Bitch, I looked you up, ho. You ain't married, bitch. Your husband was married in 2014 to another bitch. You ain't got no money, you ex prostitute ass stripper ass bitch.
I love that Sierra paid the $29.99 for the background check that you can get on the internet. This is probably like the most electric moment of
Yes.
the part 1 of the reunion. Why do you think Sierra was so involved in finding out Pooh's history?
I think a lot of the women seemed like they were kind of fed up with her because she was being extremely extra. So I will say that. And then just the whole marriage thing, like everybody's always, there's a lot of fake marriages, it feels like, on Love and Hip Hop. People say they're married. It turns out they're not really married.
Yeah.
I'm still confused about whether or not she's really married.
Well, I was going to ask, do you think she is?
Because she said they went and applied for the certificate, but then I guess they never went back to get it. So does that mean you're not married?
I don't, maybe in their hearts and minds they're married.
Right,
but
we are one.
But that will not hold up in a court of law. I am sorry.
But they are together.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's just a lot of emphasis placed on, oh, you're married, you're not, you have kids, you don't, this and that. And I guess people just get frustrated.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, another hot topic at the reunion was the strife between Mimi and Stevie J because they share a daughter, Eva, and Mimi has not forgiven Stevie for introducing his new wife to Eva without Mimi's permission or even acknowledgement or even her being there. Watch this.
That he picked her up from school and they actually like all went out to dinner and was kicking it, and I had no idea.
Mimi, I do want to apologize if you feel a type of way that I didn't tell her that we was married together. I apologize. Do you accept my apology?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Mimi, do you buy his apology?
No.
No, she doesn't find his apology sincere. Do you?
I think Stevie J's always going to do whatever he wants to do. He is a selfish type of person. People love his personality on the show because of that, because he's just so outrageous.
Right.
But I completely agree with Mimi. If you're going to do that, at least give me a heads up. It actually helps with the relationship because you want your daughter to see that you're co-signing. It's okay, go have dinner with your dad and his new woman, and that's in his life, and I'm okay with it. So it's just important for you guys to be on the same accord.
That's right, because even if you are no longer together as a couple, you're still a family because you share a child. And as much as I love Stevie and Faith's love story, I also would have liked to have seen Mimi acknowledged in the way that she should be as Eva's mother.
And he's also not that nice to Mimi's girlfriend.
Right, to Ty, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot
Ty,
of like bad blood exchange there as well. So, yeah. Well, look, I can't wait for next week when we get to see those lie detector tests. Finally.
What do you think is going to happen? I have to predict.
I predict that Carly is telling the truth because I really stand by what she said about, like, look, I have my own live sex toys. I'm very open about these things. If it happened, like, maybe she wouldn't admit to pooping on the sheets, but I think if she'd had a threesome, foursome, fivesome, tensome, I think she'd be like, so what? So I believe her, and you think that...
I mean, just the way she was taking that lie detector test was a little strange. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
I was like, is she okay?
she like, do you check the pulse? I don't know. All right, we're going to take a very quick break, but when we come back, Angela and I are going to play a round of DM, follow, block. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the show. I am still joined by the awesome Angela Yee from The Breakfast Club and the Lip Service podcast. And now it is time to play a brand new game called DM, Follow, Block.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so here is how it is going to work. I'm going to give you 3 names of some reality TV personalities, and I want to tell me who you would DM, who you would follow, and who you would block. So it's kind of like a PG version of Shag, Marry, Kill.
Okay.
Kind of like that. Yeah. So round 1, this is the battle of some love and hip-hop men. So we have Joe Budden, Ray J, and Stevie J. Who you going to DM, who you going to follow, who you going to block?
Okay, so from my own personal experience, actually, Joe Budden just DM'd me today.
Okay.
He's having a pool party.
Are you going to go?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
But I would say for Joe Budden, DM, because I think that's how whenever we communicate, we communicate.
Okay, so Joe's getting DM'd.
I have to follow Ray J, because I already do, and Ray J's my guy, and we're cool, and I admire what he's doing business-wise. And then I guess that leaves Stevie J to get blocked.
Stevie, you're blocked.
But I think, and also Stevie J is always trying to get people on the bus. But he's good now.
Okay.
Now that he's married and settled down in his life. But
he's still
I don't want anybody to think anything like, oh, you following Stevie J.
No. For the purposes of this game only, he is blocked.
Yeah.
All right, next up, a trio of love and hip-hop ladies. We have Jocelyn Hernandez, dancehall queen Spice, and April Jones. Who you're DMing, who you're following, who you're blocking?
So I would have to say I follow Spice. Because I'm a reggae fan.
Yes.
So I like Spice for that.
She's amazing.
As an artist. For Jocelyn, I'll say DM Jocelyn. She's been on my podcast, Lip Service.
Okay.
And we had a good time with her. And then I guess that leaves April to block. I've never met her. So.
Okay. Oh, then you don't have to feel bad about blocking her then. So there's no bad blood. It's just, again, for the purposes of this game.
Yeah.
What do you think about the whole B2K love triangle, April now being with Fizz after having 2 kids with Amarian?
Man, I think that's so messy. I think, I'm going to be honest, it's messiest on the part of Fizz, because they're still on tour and they're doing like OVO Fest. So that's your bandmate. Of all the women in the world that you could talk to, why would it be his children's mother?
I know.
And the kids, you have to explain that.
I know, it's a little bit weird.
So I feel like that's super messy.
Yep.
And I also think, though, Omarion hasn't said anything about it.
Right.
So I find that interesting. And sometimes with guys, when you're over it, you kind of are happy when your girl moves on, and the girl is mad is excited when the guy moves on also.
Yeah.
So it could be that, but I just feel like it's just too much. And Moniece has chimed in about it as well, because obviously she's involved having a kid with little Fizz, and she's like, I knew this for a long time. I'm glad she's finally being honest.
I'm just glad they all have enough money for some really good therapists.
And it feels like April's having a hot girl summer.
Well, hoping someone needs to. All right, let's move on to a different franchise. On the bench right now are Bravo's Queen Bee Housewives, Bethany Frankel, Lisa Vanderpump, and Nene Leakes. Who you're DMing, who you're following, who you're blocking.
Well, I follow Nene.
Okay.
So I like Nene.
All right, Nene, you're followed.
Yes, Bethany Frankel, that's who I would DM.
Okay.
And then...
You're blocking Lisa?
I'm sorry.
Why are you blocking Lisa?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I mean, I guess just as far as familiarity, and then with Bethany, I like her business savvy and business sense too.
And I guess Lisa's no longer really a housewife anymore.
She's kind of not on the show, so what's the point?
I guess. Oh, what's the point? All right, well, fair enough. And then we thought it would be fun to include some Kardashian exes into the mix. So we have Chris Humphries, Scott Disick, and Tristan Thompson.
Oh, Lord.
Who you DMing, who you following, who you blocking?
I think we got to block all of them. You said I can use it once.
I did say that you're allowed to block all three just once.
Yeah, you know, the Kardashian men that are affiliated with them, there's like some type of curse.
Maybe. Wait, so Tristan obviously blocked because he cheated on Khloe.
Yeah.
Why block Scott, though? He's come such a long way in terms of his co-parenting with Kourtney.
I just don't want anything to do with any of that. Their whole situation is always messy, and I think a lot of things get orchestrated, like for television. Let me just mind my business. Certain things, I'm like, I like to stay out the mix. So I'm just going to mind my business on that.
All right,
I report on them from a distance.
They are all blocked. Well, let's end it on some music competition show celebrities. So we have Diddy, who we were speaking about earlier, John Legend, and Simon Cowell. Who you DMing, who you following, who you blocking?
Follow John Legend for sure. You know, I love him and Chrissy. So...
Goals.
Yeah, I think they're amazing. And then Diddy, you know, we are on Revolt, so definitely have to DM Diddy at times.
Yes, yep. Can't be blocking your boss.
Yeah, so, and Simon, I guess he gets blocked.
You are blocking all the English people today. I felt offended.
I follow you.
Okay. And you're forgiven.
That's all that matters.
And you're forgiven. Angela, thank you so much for playing. It is time for one last break, but we will be right back with another great moment in reality history. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Today, our moment in reality TV history is taking us to Miami with some basketball wives. Enjoy.
About 1999, me and your ex-husband dated.
In this 2011 episode of Basketball Wives, Tami and Evelyn are getting to know each other when Evelyn decides to come clean about hooking up with Tami's now ex-husband 12 years earlier.
You, my man, when I was married to him, you just say that.
I didn't know you was married to him.
The surprising revelation leads to some thoughtful discourse on fidelity, friendship, and the power of forgiveness.
It's all that I could do right now to keep from punching you in your face.
That's not actually what happened at all.
You are a non-mother factor, bitch. Okay, you. No.
Evelyn and Tami's heated conversation is one of the greatest moments in reality history. But remember, violence is never the answer. It's always better to talk things out.
The only thing that I'm sure about is these bitches are not my friends.
What do you think of that,
I was there that night.
What?
It was Jennifer's birthday. Me and Jennifer went to high school together.
Okay.
And I was there sitting at the bar when that happened, and we just looked up like, what is going on? Are they fighting? Because I didn't want to sit at the table while they were filming. I didn't know.
Right.
And it was her birthday dinner, and I was sitting at the bar, and I was like, whoa, what just happened?
And so what, from a distance, all you could see was just like them going at each other and being pulled apart and...
It's a shame to see they're still fighting like many seasons later. It's a shame.
They've never quite gotten over it. That's crazy that you were there. I'm so glad that we played you that of all the history
As soon as you put it, I was like, yep, I was there.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you today, Angela. Particularly as you are so busy, as I mentioned before. We would love to have you back on the show anytime.
Absolutely.
So I hope that you'll oblige us with that. Make sure you catch Angela on iHeartRadio's The Breakfast Club every morning from 6 till 10 a.m. and on her podcast, Lip Service. Girl, go get some sleep.
Yes.
You deserve it. And remember to follow @People on Twitter to watch the newest Reality Check episode streaming every day at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. I am Lyndsey Rodrigues, and I will check you tomorrow. Angela, thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll hang out in Brooklyn.
Yes, absolutely.